Hey there, hope you're doing well. Frank here from English Podcast Flow. And today, I'm going to share something that changed my entire approach to learning languages. Here's a bold promise. If you follow what I teach you today for just 15 minutes a day, you'll notice real improvement in your English within 2 weeks. Not months, not years. 2 weeks. Sound impossible? I thought so too, until I discovered the science behind rapid language learning. Today, I'm not just going to give you sentences to repeat. We're going deeper. I'm going to show you the exact system that polyglots use to learn languages fast. And we're going to practice it together, right now. But here's the catch. You need to trust me. Some of what I'll teach you today might feel weird at first, but stick with me, because by the end of this episode, you'll understand why this method works so well. Ready? Let's unlock your English fluency together. Okay, first, let me tell you why most people struggle with English for years without getting fluent. It's not because they're not smart. It's not because English is too hard. It's because they're using the wrong method. Think about this. When you were a baby learning your first language, did you study grammar books? Did you memorize vocabulary lists? No, you did 3 things. 1. You listened constantly to the people around you. 2. You imitated. You repeated sounds, even before you understood them. 3. You used it. You tried to communicate, made mistakes, and learned from them. That's it. That's the natural language learning process. And here's the amazing part. Your brain still works the same way as an adult. But most English courses ignore this. They make you memorize rules. They give you translation exercises. They test your knowledge instead of building your skill. Today, we're going back to the natural way. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do it in just 15 minutes a day. Here's the system. Pay close attention. Alright, here's the complete 15-minute system. I call it the 3-block method. Block 1. Input 5 minutes. You listen to native English and train your ear. Block 2. Imitation 5 minutes. You shadow and repeat, training your mouth. Block 3. Output 5 minutes. You create your own sentences, training your brain. 3 blocks. 5 minutes each, 15 minutes total. Simple, right? But here's what makes this powerful. Each block builds on the previous one. You're not just doing random exercises. You're following the exact process your brain uses to acquire language naturally. Now, most videos would just explain this and send you on your way. But not today. Today, we're going to do the entire 15-minute session together. Right here, right now. You're going to experience exactly how this works. So find a quiet place. Get comfortable. And let's start with block 1. Block 1 is all about input. Training your ear to recognize natural English. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to tell you a short story, but I'm going to tell it 3 times, each time a little differently. Your job. Just listen. Don't try to translate. Don't try to understand every single word. Just let the English wash over you. Let your brain start recognizing patterns. Here's the story. It's about my friend Maria and her morning coffee disaster. Yesterday morning, Maria woke up late. She rushed to the kitchen to make coffee, but she realized she forgot to buy coffee beans the day before. She was so frustrated. She grabbed her keys, ran to the nearest cafe, and ordered a large coffee to go. The barista smiled and said, "Rough morning." Maria laughed and said, "You have no idea." Okay, did you catch most of that? Maybe some words were unclear. That's normal. Let me tell it again, a bit slower this time, with more emphasis. Yesterday morning, Maria woke up late. She rushed to the kitchen to make coffee, but she realized she forgot to buy coffee beans the day before. She was so frustrated. She grabbed her keys, ran to the nearest cafe, and ordered a large coffee to go. The barista smiled and said, Rough morning. Maria laughed and said, "You have no idea." Better, right? You probably caught more words that time. Now, one more time. And this time I'm going to break it into chunks, pausing between each phrase. Yesterday morning, Maria woke up late. She rushed to the kitchen to make coffee. But she realized she forgot to buy coffee beans the day before. She was so frustrated, she grabbed her keys, ran to the nearest cafe, and ordered a large coffee to go. The barista smiled and said, "Rough morning?" Maria laughed and said, "You have no idea." See what just happened? Your brain heard the same story 3 times, each time with more clarity. By the third time, you probably understood almost everything. That's input training. And you just completed block 1. Now here's the curious part. Your brain is already starting to internalize those phrases. You didn't memorize them. You didn't study them. But they're in there. Now, let's move to block 2. Block 2 is imitation. Now we're going to train your mouth to produce those sounds naturally. But here's where we do something different. We're not just going to repeat sentences. We're going to use a technique called backward building. Here's how it works. Instead of repeating the whole sentence at once, we start with the last word, then add words backward until we have the complete sentence. Why? Because this technique trains your mouth to flow naturally from one word to the next. It's used by actors, singers, and professional language learners. Let me show you. Take this sentence from the story. She rushed to the kitchen to make coffee. Backward building example. First, just the last word, coffee. Now add one more word, make coffee. Add another, to make coffee. Keep building, kitchen to make coffee. Almost there, the kitchen to make coffee. Add more, to the kitchen to make coffee. One more, rush to the kitchen to make coffee. Complete sentence. She rushed to the kitchen to make coffee. Did you feel that? Your mouth learned to connect those words smoothly. That's the power of backward building. Let's do 3 more sentences from the story fast. Sentence 2. Maria woke up late. Late? Up late. Woke up late. Maria woke up late. Sentence 3. She was so frustrated. Frustrated. So frustrated. Was so frustrated. She was so frustrated. Sentence 4. You have no idea. Idea. No idea. Have no idea. You have no idea. Excellent. You just trained your mouth to produce natural English phrases. Block to complete. Now here's what's happening in your brain right now. You're building what linguists call procedural memory. That's the type of memory that makes things automatic, like riding a bike, ready for the final block. This is where it gets really interesting. Block 3 is output. This is where you create your own sentences. But here's the trick. We're not starting from scratch. We're going to use what's called sentence morphing. Take a sentence you just learned, and we're going to morph it. Change just 1 or 2 words to make it your own story. Let me show you. Original sentence. Maria woke up late. Morph 1. Change the name. I woke up late. Morph 2. Change the time. I woke up early. Morph 3. Change the verb. I stayed up late. See how easy that was? You just created 3 new sentences by changing just one word. Now let's do this with more sentences. I'll give you the pattern, and you create your own version. Ready? Pattern 1. She rushed to the kitchen to make coffee. Your turn. Change kitchen and coffee. She rushed to make. Pattern 2. She grabbed her keys and ran to the cafe. Your turn. Change the items. She grabbed her and ran to the. Pattern 3. The barista smiled and said, "Rough morning." Your turn. Change who's speaking. The smiled and said. Perfect. You see what just happened? You didn't memorize phrases. You learned to create in English. That's the difference between knowing English and USING English. And here's the beautiful part. Once you can morph sentences like this, you can have endless conversations. Because real conversations are just patterns with different words. Block 3 complete. You just finished the entire 15-minute system. Alright, now I'm going to give you a challenge that will transform your English in just 1 week. Every day for the next 7 days. I want you to. Day 1 to 2. Listen to a short story like we did today 3 times. Find any English podcast, YouTube video, or use our episodes. Day 3 to 4. Practice backward building with 5 to 6 sentences from that story. Day 5 to 6. Morph those sentences to tell your own story. Day 7. Record yourself telling your complete story. Just 1 to 2 minutes. Here's what makes this powerful. By day 7, you're not repeating someone else's English. You're creating your own. That's fluency. And here's the fun part. I want you to share your story in the comments. It can be about anything. Your morning, your weekend, a funny moment. Something that happened to you. Tell us your story. Let's celebrate your progress together. Because when you share, 2 things happen. 1. You commit to finishing the challenge. 2. You inspire other learners who are on the same journey. We're building something special here. A community of people who show up every day and support each other. Are you in? Let me tell you something that most language teachers won't tell you. More practice doesn't always mean faster results. Your brain has something called a focused attention span. For language learning, it's about 15 to 20 minutes. After that, your brain gets tired. You start making more mistakes. You stop absorbing new information. So, when someone studies English for 2 hours straight, what happens? The first 15 minutes are golden. But the next hour and 45 minutes? Diminishing returns. Here's what works better. 15 minutes of intense, focused practice. Then stop. Let your brain rest. Let it process. And here's the magic. Your brain keeps working on it even after you stop. While you're doing other things, your brain is consolidating what you learned. Making connections. Building pathways. That's why consistency beats intensity. 15 minutes a day, every day, beats 2 hours on Saturday and nothing else all week. So here's my advice. Don't try to be perfect. Don't try to practice for hours. Just commit to 15 minutes. Make it a non-negotiable part of your day, like brushing your teeth, and watch what happens over the next 30 days. You know what I've learned after helping thousands of English learners? The biggest barrier isn't grammar. It's not vocabulary. It's not even pronunciation. It's identity. Let me explain. Right now, you might see yourself as someone trying to learn English. But what if you shifted that? What if you started seeing yourself as someone who speaks English every day? It's a small shift, but it changes everything. When you're trying to learn, you give yourself permission to quit. But when you are someone who speaks English daily, even just for 15 minutes, that's who you are now. Your actions follow your identity. So if you want to become fluent, start acting like someone who's already on that path. Show up every day, even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it, even when you make mistakes. Because here's the truth. You're not learning English just to speak a language. You're building confidence. You're expanding your world. You're proving to yourself that you can do hard things. And that's powerful. So if you're ready to make this a daily part of your life, hit that subscribe button. Join this community. Let Frank and Alice be your daily English guides. When you subscribe, you're making a statement. I'm committed. I'm showing up. This is who I am now. And we'll be here every single day to support you. Tomorrow, Alice is coming back with something incredibly useful. Practice English while you cook. Daily routine listening. She's going to combine English practice with something you already do every day. Cooking. You'll learn how to narrate your cooking, practice kitchen vocabulary, and make meal prep your English practice session. Imagine turning your dinner routine into fluency training. That's what's coming tomorrow. So keep this momentum. Come back tomorrow. And remember, just 15 minutes a day. That's all you need. I'm proud of you for being here, for trying, for not giving up. Keep practicing, keep believing, and keep flowing with your English. See you tomorrow, my friend.